All right, welcome to the Next Fitness Show. My name is Alexis Craig, and I am live right now in California. You are here for, I'm not actually sure what episode this is, 107 or something like that of the Next Fitness Show. And we are going to have fun today. I have an awesome guest coming in with me here, Marissa Shaw. Just say hey, Marissa. I'll give you your full intro in a minute. Hey, awesome. All right. And what we're going to be talking about today is really pushing the reset button on expectations, especially when it comes to your health and fitness journey. We have a lot of other things coming up in the show too. So we are going to have a mid-show stretch break so you get a chance to stretch it out and actually move your body while you're here. And we have a move of the week. That's a move that you do tend to see in our classes live on the regular. And all of our moves and stretches today are seated to make sure that it's super accessible and because they're Marissa's favorites. Plus, we have announcements from the Next Fitness thing. So if you're here live right now, thank you. And if you are here live, please say hey in the chat so I know that you're here live. So right now, so far in the chat, Megan is saying happy Friday. Jenny's here saying hi. And if you're also here live, please say hey in the chat. I also encourage you to push like on this video. It really helps us. And if you are new and you don't really know what we're up to here, we're the Next Fitness Thing. We are a wellness platform online, fitness and wellness. So we have all kinds of offerings. You can check us out at thenextfitnessthing.com. You can check us on all the socials at the Next Fitness Thing, except TikTok is just Next Fitness Thing. So, okay, without further ado, let's do this thing. We are talking today to one of my very, very best friends in the whole world. This is the illustrious Marissa Shaw. Welcome, Marissa. All right, you can unmute yourself. I'll take your photo down and just put your live mug up here. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Nice. All right. So Marissa, I'm going to read Marissa's bio so that she doesn't have to brag about herself too much. So Marissa Shaw is a disability advocate, a fitness enthusiast, and she's the creator of Mobility Mentor, which is a platform dedicated to helping people with disabilities live more independently and build strong support systems. Marissa is a lifelong wheelchair user, and she's passionate about fitness as a pathway to strength and confidence and freedom. Marissa believes that movement should be accessible to everybody, and she actively explores adaptive workouts and wellness practices that support both physical and mental health. She's connected to an organization called BORP that we'll definitely talk about today, and she's played a key role. BORP has played a key role in her journey and reinforced her belief in the power of adapted sports and inclusive community. Marissa is committed to breaking down barriers in fitness and inspiring others to redefine what's possible. Welcome, Marissa. That's so cool. I love hearing your bio. All
Nice to
right.
be back.
Marissa's been here before, you guys, so I know you know Marissa. Plus, Marissa's like one of our teammates. She takes class very regularly. She loves, what are your favorite classes, Marissa, that you take?
I like stretch class, and I like any class where we gotta lift weights. I may make faces online, but I still like it.
Yep. Marissa's a regular, especially weekday classes in the evenings. Marissa's definitely a regular in the Tuesday, Thursday, 4:30 p.m. Pacific seated super sweat sesh and seated yoga classes, but she also comes to all the other stuff too, and does her thing her way, and it's great. So, all right. So, Marissa, our topic today that we're talking about in this show is resetting expectations. Um, I know this topic came up because you and I were actually talking about a specific thing going on in your life right now where you're having to reset expectations. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on?
So I'm active in an organization called BORP, as I said in my intro, which it's a long name. It basically stands for Bay Area Outreach Recreational Program, and I've been part of the organization for like 20 years. And they have a cycling program. They have an adaptive cycling program where the cycling program assists the organization as a whole, and they do a cycling revolution ride. That's what they call it. And there's all kinds of different paths of like 5 miles, 10 miles, 40 miles, 60 miles, and I think there's a 20 mile in there somewhere. And I've done the longest one I've ever done was 27.
Wow.
Yeah, 27 in almost 3 hours.
All
Um,
right.
so, and usually the Revolution ride is in September, but for the last couple of years they've moved it to May. And the cycling center takes a break between um, um, at December. There's usually a break between December and um, February, and they open again in March. So now that they've moved the Revolution ride to May 3rd this year, it's been very hard to train for long distances. So I'm probably doing the 10 this year, but that's yeah, it's because I've had to readjust my expectations of how many miles I'm going to do.
Right, exactly. So I think that's really, first of all, I want a presence in the chat. Erin's here and she says, Marissa! I love seeing Marissa in our evening classes. I know, me too. Everybody. And when you are not there, everybody's like, where is Marissa? Seriously. And it sounds like for your Revolution ride, I've been, we've known each other for a long time and in many different ways in our lives. But so I've known of you doing this Revolution ride for a long time, right? And so I know that it's a big deal for you and that it's like you are really have a lot of pride in your performance in the Revolution ride. And you also kind of like to use it as a reason to train every year. And it's like, the why behind your workouts for a lot of the year. And so I think that this change and moving this so early in the year, especially after being like they're closed all winter and then all of a sudden they reopen and they want you to go as far as you can. So
Yeah,
no shade to Borp. I understand they're doing their thing the way they need to do it. And I can think that the weather is probably better on May 1st anyway. Um, I don't know, you could tell me. But
I mean,
yeah,
yeah. So what I was going to say was that when the revolution first started, its primary goal was to, um, as an achievement to what riders have been doing all year long.
right.
So, like in September, it was like, all right, practice, let's bust a move,
Yeah, that makes sense to
literally.
me. Hmm.
And so by the time you got up to September, and it was also late in September, it was we had the rides in wine country.
Right.
So by the time you got there in like late September, um, you were ready to go. You knew you could do the hills and the dirt paths and the this and that. So there, and also at one point in time, we had a cycling coordinator who would at one point there one year there was a trip to Yosemite, and every day that we were in Yosemite, um, he would make us ride 15 miles, and his rationale for that was that we were training for the revolution ride.
55-0?
No, no, 15, 1 5.
Okay, I was like, what? That's outrageous. 50 miles in Yosemite at altitude. What? Okay, that makes much more sense. 15 miles is perfect.
Mhm.
Um, Here, I have an action shot of Marissa doing this, just so you guys have a picture of what's going on here. So tell us a little bit, show us what's happening here.
Okay, the guy in the front, his name is Jason, and he's my front rider. I used to um ride an upright bike that was a tricycle. And I could do that. I can still do that. It's just a little harder. And when I have a front rider, I can go further distances. So I kind of like it because I actually get to see and enjoy myself and enjoy the wind. So Alexis, if you show the moving picture, it may
Oh
look
yeah,
like
let's do
I'm
that.
not moving my legs, but I do.
You can see you move your legs a little bit. It's just that the video is showing you. Hold on, I'm looking up. Let me spotlight you so that you're not looking up at me. But it's the this video is showing you going down a hill.
Yeah.
So it makes it so that you're kind of, all
So,
right.
can I also just say that our team name is Big Red, and that's in celebration of this bike that is like over 20 years old, and we love
Oh,
her.
wow.
We love her. At some other point, I'm gonna try to get my own bike or another bike for Bork, but like we love her. That's why our team name is Big Red.
Cool. Okay, I'm just gonna show this on it's a Facebook video, just so you know. I'm giving credit to Facebook that this is a Facebook video, but here it is. Check it out. Nice. And who's helping in the back?
Oh, that's Coco. Occasionally on certain days, Jason and his wife Maya um, have to take care of her cousin's dog. So that's Coco, and we put her um, in the back, and she loved it.
I'm sure. Aaron's in here saying, "Ah, who's the fluffy passenger? Coco, nice." Okay, so what are you? I mean, how are you meeting this as far as meeting the expectations? In the past, you did 27 miles. Sounds like right now your goal is something like 10.
And
So how how does that feel to have to do less this time than you've done in the past?
so, yeah, let me go backwards before I go forwards.
Sure.
Uh, when I did the 27 miles, that killed me. Like,
Yeah.
the the recovery from my knees and so forth was um was not easy. I mean, I needed to take time and so forth, but when I did the 27 miles, it was more like, yeah, let's do it. I could do this. And now that I've done it, I don't have this urge to do it again.
Mm.
Um, but I could see myself doing higher numbers. But then again, there's a piece of me that, in general, I want to go there and enjoy, not necessarily act like Rocky Balboa and like,
Rocky Balboa. I don't
so
know. I
I
you got a
want
lot of Rocky Balboa in you, actually.
to, yeah, that's what I said. So I want to go there and enjoy, and I know that I can. I know that even though it's early in the season, I got 10 miles in my legs and we can do that and it's comfortable. And, you know, after the ride, there's usually a lunch. So it sounds funny, but I want to make it back in time for lunch and I want to just have a nice afternoon. And that's how we settled on 10.
Okay, so it sounds like you're holding it kind of differently. You're going from a more competitive mindset to a more like recreational kind of mindset around the race. Yeah, and what else? Like, I mean, I know that this is an example of, you have this very specific thing happening to you, but I feel like this is actually relatable for a lot of us because everyone's getting older and it can I'm just noticing in my own life working out, if I compare myself to what I could do in the past, I it's a high bar, and it feels like pretty rough to feel like, oh, I'm not meeting my expectations for myself or something like that. So, I mean, can you speak to that kind of
So
thing?
yeah, uh, I'll say it. I'm 55.
Mhm.
So, and I know I was extremely active through my 20s and my 30s and 40s in fitness, and I would swim and easily do like 30 miles at a 30 laps at within 30 minutes. And I really like watching the clock when I swam. It gave me like a thrill. And it was funny when we first got on the bike this year. Um, I'm the oldest one on the team, but when we first got on the bike, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can cycle because my knees just really hurt. And I
Mm.
was just like, and we all just had a conversation about, no, it's okay. We'll, go slowly and we'll work our way into it. And I think just in general for myself, I've seen my body change, not just physically because of my disability, but also because I'm 55 and I'm in my
Everyone's
50s.
body's changing, right?
Right.
Totally.
Yeah.
Especially for women around the time perimenopause and menopause, your body makes huge changes. It's like
Yeah.
somebody just said called it your second puberty or something like that. But yeah, I can relate to that a lot. So
So
how do you adjust your mindset? What does that actually look like for you?
so when I was in my 40s, and I started putting on weight, after uh after menopause. I was in my early 50s when I hit menopause. And I was at first I was really almost obsessed about my weight. Like I really wanted to lose weight. I wanted to come back to the pants that I wore in my 30s and so forth. And honestly, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like if it were to happen, I would not be eating right and think I realized I came to a realization and an acceptance that my body has changed and it is what it is. And I could still be the healthiest person or a healthy person, but have a new weight and have a new goal and be healthy in a different way.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great attitude. I mean, I totally feel like sometimes for me, it's my intention to have that attitude, and then I go to put on the pants that I really love, and I'm like, ah!
I'm not
And
gonna lie. I'm not
uh-huh,
gonna lie. I don't have that mindset all the time, but
right, right. It's
as
like a
things
process,
occur,
right? It's
right,
like even part of it, at least for me, it's giving myself grace to not have to perfectly have the perfect attitude around
right.
it.
And so, like, I've come to that acceptance of like, okay, today I have that attitude. Tomorrow I'm not sure, but I'm gonna do these things and give myself grace, as I'm going through these changes and having fun in life, um, and just enjoying it.
Yep. All right, so talk to me a little bit about your training for the Rev now. So, in the past, I you've were training like twice a week for months at a time, getting ready for this, and that was twice a week on the bike, and then plus we were doing personal training and doing like strength and cardio on the side, plus you had other workouts you were also doing. So, what does your training look like now?
It's very different.
Okay.
Um, uh, um, I I was fortunate 3 years ago to get a job. So I work now. So my time sometimes is not my own.
Mm.
Excuse me. And so it becomes difficult.
Right.
So
You're
basically,
balancing more priorities now than you were before.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying fitness is not a priority, but it just looks different. So, like this, and also some of that is because the Borp Cycling Center has changed their hours of
Oh,
operation.
I see.
They used to be open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Now they're only open um, Saturdays and I think Thursdays.
I see.
So, sometimes sometimes I could go after work and cycle, but a lot of times they're only open on the weekdays from like 12 to 4.
Oh, so
And
it's during
so,
your work hours, right?
yeah, so that's when I join the next fitness thing, and go to classes. But so but like I'm saying, there hasn't been that opportunity to cycle as much. So I go on Saturdays when Jason's available, and his wife, Maya, is also what they call an outrider. So if there's anything that happens to the bike, although nothing's going to happen, right? Nothing's going to
Yeah, it's
happen.
gonna be great.
But like if something happens, she cycles to go get somebody basically, or
Oh, I see. So she's kind of like support cycler.
uh-huh.
Got it. Got it. Cool. That's great. Okay. So I'm hearing that not only has your life has changed significantly, Borp's offering has changed significantly. So there's like a lot of adjustments that you're having to make along the way. And
Yeah,
I think that,
absolutely.
I mean, everybody who's been working out with the next fitness thing can probably even relate to that because all of your lives have changed over the past years that we've been doing this. And especially in the past year with my life, I've been navigating so much that our offerings have like really had some fluctuations along the way. And so you've all had to kind of like navigate in a kind of similar way with that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah. Go
and
ahead.
I can relate to some of the things you've gone through. I have a mother that lives across the country, and I'm still trying to check on her. So I go periodically every 4 months or so to see how mom's doing too. So
Yeah, that's
there's
good.
that.
Aw. Um, so what can you tell us a little bit about your goals and intentions? Like, what are you hoping for this ride? I know you mentioned you want to make it to lunch, you want to try to get 10 miles. And is there anything else, like even in your training or anything that you can name? Like, what keeps you going and actually wanting to do this?
I like pushing myself. I mean, like I enjoy it. So, like I'm going into the Rev Ride with we will do 10. I say we because we're a team. We all have to like, but we will do 10. Um, I mean, there's potential for me to do 20. I don't think so. I think I'm trying to temper my expectations, but but so I'm going into the ride thinking 10 10. You know, um, what can happen? Anything can happen, but
Right. You have to
um,
like meet what happens on the day. And
right.
so I'm also curious, especially this part I find really interesting is that it is you and your partner. So you can train really hard, and it's also going to depend how they feel on that day
Right.
and what they're up for and what they're feeling and all of that kind of thing. And it probably also depends who your partner is. I don't imagine it's been the same person every single time.
Um,
Um,
It's been the same. Well, let me put it this way. BORP has different volunteers, and when I first started writing and I was getting to know Jason, and I was still doing these major rides, I had another writer where they would meet in the middle and switch off. So
mm,
I would
So
take
then
the,
it's more up to you, and it's not just depend on one other person.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. So I think one year I did 20, the next year I did like 27. But when I was getting up to 20 and 27, I just like my knees hurt after those rides. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
I was like, I'm like 40 something, 50 something. I don't want to hurt my knees.
And
I don't.
how do you manage or like how do you address the expectations and the goal setting with your partner for the ride?
We have conversations about uh like I'll say to them, what do you have in your gas tank? Like it's my way of saying like what do you have in reserves? Do you think we can do 10? Do you think we need to do 5? And when we practice on Saturdays, the shortest route that we take is 2.5, but round trip it's 5. So when we've done 5 miles a couple times, that's how I get to the we can do 10. That's the little push for the rev where we all decide, okay, we can do 10.
Got
But
it.
I'm no longer in this state of like, oh, let's bust a move and do 20 or something. Like I just don't feel the need to do that anymore.
Right. And if you feel inspired to on that day, then you kind of have to negotiate with your partner about whether they
Right.
also want to do that.
Right. I might have a secondary partner, I'm not sure, but if I don't, then we're gonna keep it at 10, and we still might keep it at 10 because I don't want to.
Sure, sure. Okay. And I feel like this part is actually relatable for others who are navigating other relationships that affect your ability to do your fitness goals, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean, some people maybe you're married and you have a partner and like you might need for that partner to cover you in some way, whether it's watching children or doing something around the house or allow or like whatever. Maybe it's a ride, maybe it's letting you have access to the living room where you're going to work out or, not booking reservations for dinner or whatever it might be. Like that you have to kind of manage the plan with your partner and to make sure that expectations are communicated and maybe negotiated ahead of time so that you can make sure that you can do what you want to do and to participate, right?
absolutely, absolutely. I would agree with that 100%. Also, because the bike is 25 years old and things like that, You also have to, we also as a team have to make sure that the bike is running smoothly, that the adaptive parts, like there's different adaptive pedals and things like that, that they're not falling off mid-ride, which
Right.
happens. Like,
Sure. I bet I imagine.
so and so we have to make sure that Borp gets the parts in and so forth. And so some of this is completely out of our control. And I just got to a point where okay, I relinquish, I let go. Also, there's somebody that's on my team that I get body work from, but like then I have to incorporate their schedule, and then I have to incorporate that with my work schedule, and sometimes that doesn't line up. So, it has, but have I gotten the amount of body work I would have wanted? No. But so that comes into effect too. And it's also like, okay, how much am I going to drink on a ride? Which
Mm.
doesn't sound like something, but I'm not able to get off the ride mid-ride. Like I'm there for the duration.
Oh wow, that's so interesting. So you have to like, it's not like you can just super hydrate because you're not gonna be able to get off the bike to go to the bathroom partway through. So you have to like manage your hydration level
Yeah,
and or your urgency of needing to go to the bathroom. That sounds bad. I wouldn't like
I've
that.
been doing the rev for 12 years, and I've only
Uh-huh.
had help to go to the bathroom once.
Okay. Wow.
So
That's impressive actually.
so
I'm like
actually,
going on bike rides, being like, no one's coming, right? I'm gonna hide behind this bush and pee real quick and get back on the bike. I don't know if you could do that with a place where the rev is now. Actually, probably not. I
you
know
could
where it is. I
you
used
could
to live in that neighborhood. No, you can't really do that there.
you could do it in the wine country. You couldn't really do it like
Right, you're
where it
too
is
close
now.
to the city. Yeah. I mean, you could, but don't
Yeah.
do it. Especially in Marin County. They take that stuff seriously in Marin County. RD Share B's in here saying happy Friday. I would love to hear if any of you who are here live, if you're managing other relationships or equipment that you have to like navigate in order to make your goals actually happen. I would love to hear what that looks like for you. Feel free to drop that in the chat. Shout out to the person who is helping to like make it happen for you. I know for me, and especially I've been doing a lot of caregiving in the past couple of years with my family. Um, it's like there's a certain amount of like covering one another where maybe I need to operate around when the bedtimes are and like when everybody else goes to bed, that's my chance to work out. And sometimes it's more like, hey, mom, will you take care of this? Like, so that I can go do that, and vice versa. So that we're kind of like negotiating with one another to make it so that we can do our self-care and not just everybody else's care.
Yeah, can I just say that
Please.
with my team, Jason and Maya pretty much if they're not available one Saturday, they're not available. So
Mm,
like I love them dearly, and we try to make it work. Like we'll go on another day, we'll go on the Thursday or whatever it is. But sometimes if I'm working long, that doesn't work.
right.
So because of our schedules, we have our own challenges. So tennis is a good, but that's about tempering expectations and just having fun and rolling with it.
Right, right. So it's like even if you wanted to train more on the bike, sometimes it's not even a thing that you can even do.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to have like backup plans of like, okay, I mean, what do you do if you want to train and your partner can't train? What else can you do to work out?
Uh, I obviously, as you know, I do a lot of seated,
Hmm.
and I've just started planking again. I found ways to plank that where
Nice.
I don't have to get on the floor. I mention that because Alexis, as my fitness coach, also taught me how to plank, and I would do it on the floor. Now I found different ways to do it, so I'm not necessarily on the
I'm
floor.
so excited to hear that. That's awesome. Nice. Erin's in the chat. She says, yes, I figure out with my husband with dinner time and sharing workout space. Right, exactly, exactly. And I know that another one of our teammates who's I'm not going to name names, but she's probably watching this as a replay, is navigating the workout space that's also her husband's office. And so it's like you need to kind of negotiate of when it's going to be an office and when it's going to be the workout room and that kind of thing, you know. Yep, totally. All right, cool. Mom says teamwork. Exactly, exactly,
Yep.
exactly. All right, so with that, I want to show you guys how, if you would like to support Marissa's bike ride here, tell us about the fundraising element of this.
So the fundraising element is this is a major fundraiser for BORP, and it helps support all their programs, the cycling program, the adventures and outings program, which is really fun, where we go anywhere in Northern California, pretty much within limits. And there's a Paralympic basketball team and and a power soccer team. So there's all these different adaptive sports that BORP does, and this is their major fundraiser, and their goal is to raise 250,000.
Nice. Awesome. So this is last year we did a fundraiser for BORP it for Disability Awareness Month, I believe. And so anyway, if you'd like to support Marissa's ride, it supports BORP, but it's kind of one of those endurance sports things where each person has like fundraising goals and stuff. P.S. Marissa is like their champion fundraiser, seriously, for BORP. You can see the leaderboard when you go to this URL. Go see how Marissa's kicking ass in all the ways, not just in the cycling realm, but in the fundraising realm too. It's at borp.rallybound.org/Marissa. So go check that out. And if you would like to support her ride, go and you can support Marissa's ride. Cool.
And you're gonna put it in the show notes, right?
Ah, yes. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, and I will put this URL in the show notes too. So if you're watching this on YouTube as a recording, just go down to the description and you can click the link that's below. Great. All right. Guess what? The time has come for the stretch break. Stretch
Yeah.
break. All right. We picked the stretch. This is one of Marissa's favorites that she loves to hate.
Well, can I correct that a little bit?
Yeah, please. I'm just only kidding. Please tell us about what stretch is this? Do you know the name?
It's wall slide.
Wall slide. All right. Tell us your story with wall slide.
Well, in the beginning, I didn't like it because I thought that you wanted me to get like out of my chair and do it or something like that.
Against the wall. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, no, and I
Yep.
still didn't see the purpose of it really. But so this was something, my point is, this was something that I didn't like that I've now learned to love.
That's the best. So here's how you do wall slide. Elbows wide to cactus pose. And you actively pull your elbows back and your wrists back. So you're stretching your chest and your shoulders. Sherry's doing a great job of demonstrating this. And then reach through your fingertips all the way up as high as you can over your head. If your arms go all the way straight, great. If they don't, that's okay. It's great. And then bring it wide and down. Keep drawing your elbows back and your wrists back. And you go back and forth. Good. And the key with wall slide is doing your best to keep a neutral spine. So a lot of people tend to arch their back in wall slide. You kind of puff your chest out and arch your back. So even though you're driving your elbows back and your wrists back, you want to keep your abs engaged and keep your spine neutral. Also notice your head, and a lot of people have a tendency to stick your head out in the front, so you want to keep your eyes forward. Neutral neck. Nice. All right. RD Shambi says this one feels so good. I know. I love this one. All right. And hold on. I want to highlight Marissa here for a second with this. Okay, Marissa, will you show us your wall slide? Would you mind if you demonstrate?
Okay. I have one arm that doesn't straighten, but like whatever.
Exactly. That's like I want to show that this is wall slide for Marissa. It's awesome. Exactly. So good. Right. And so Marissa is moving to the edge of her range of motion, right? That's as far back as you go. That's as far up as you go. Does it look exactly like the video? No, that's not the point. The point is that you're getting the stretch and you're activating and you're mobilizing, and that is your wall slide. So I think it's awesome to show, just like let people see that if your wall slide doesn't look like Sherry's in the video, that's cool.
Yeah.
My mom's wall slide doesn't look like Sherry's in the video either. It actually looks a lot like yours. So it's good. It's cool.
We're adaptive at the next fitness thing.
That's right. And I mean, just saying, like, I know that your shoulders are unique because your entire body is super unique, which is, you know, something I love about you actually. And like if your shoulders, if anyone else who's watching this, if your shoulders don't move the way that they used to, that's actually super common, especially for women. To be able to reach your arms all the way up over your head as you get older can become more and more and more challenging. So it becomes a situation of like use it or lose it, where you practicing reaching your arms up over your head is the best way to keep access to being able to reach your arms up over your head. And if you resist doing it and you don't reach your arms up over your head, you may find that you're no longer able to reach your arms over your head. Even it might be surprising that you can't. Like it doesn't have to be an injury that happens that makes you not able to do that. Frozen shoulder is a thing. So anyway, that's just my little soapbox of practice reaching your arms all the way over your head. Yep. Okay, so with that, we are going to transition to the move of the week. All right, this move of the week is, I think it's Marissa's favorite, just because you can tell me if it's your actual favorite when I show the video, but like this one, every time this move comes up, Marissa's face lights up and she's just like, yeah, and she just goes to town. Here's the move. Punches! Hold on. We got to show Marissa for this instead, actually. All right. Marissa, show us your punches. Yeah. All right. I got to pin you on the screen. There it is. Boom, 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 boom. Don't mess with Marissa. She means business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to put the video back up. Tell us what you love about this.
uh, I get an adrenaline, I get automatic adrenaline rush, and
Yeah.
I love that rush. I'm even though I have a disability, I'm a gym rat, so this gives me that gym workout rush. It gives me the adrenaline rush.
Right. I feel like for you, tell me if this is true. I don't know if it is. This is my impression. It seems like this is your sprint. It's like this is some of the cardio, you're kind of like, let me figure out how I can do this in my body. On this one, you're like, I could go all out on this one. And so you go all out. When this one comes up, you go all out.
Yeah,
So I feel like when this one comes up, I know Marissa is just like going to town.
and
So
and
go
and
ahead.
sometimes, if I could just say, sometimes in
Yeah.
class, I'll write in the chat, like Marissa's upset or like Marissa's mad, and like when this move comes up, I'm no longer mad because
It's an
I've
emotional
got it
release
out.
for you. I love that. And just saying, for those of you who take our class, like if you could take a walking class and you don't have to walk in a walking class. Marissa takes walking class all the time
All the
in a
time.
wheelchair. There's no walking happening with that necessarily. I mean, I know you could take a walk in the walking class, but that's not usually what you do. So this move, at least the way Marissa does this move, which is all out 100%, is a good move to use when the max pace interval comes up. So if it's a max pace interval, it's meant to be like walk as fast as you can. If you're looking to do an adaptive version of class, especially a seated adaptive version of class, the punches are a great choice so you can go all out and get max.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's talk about form just a little bit on this one so we can make sure we're actually addressing the move. Here's the move. All right, I love how Sherry in this video is twisting. She is twisting, 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 twisting her shoulders. Now, I see a lot of people punch. I always say it's like Kermit the Frog. They're punching like this. No, you gotta twist your shoulders. All of the power comes from the twist. You gotta twist. Twist. Even if you're doing it seated, you twist your shoulders. Twist your shoulders. Good. The other thing is, after you punch, you bring it back and block your face. I know that in fitness class, not everybody's like super vigilant about blocking your face, but if you were to ever really use this in real life, you gotta block your face. You can see Sherry's not really blocking her face. She's doing fitness punches. That's okay. It's not the end of the world to do fitness punches. All right. Anything else that you want to say about punches, Marissa?
No, I feel complete.
All right. Punches are complete. Cool. All right. Whoa. Whoa. What happened? It is time for announcements. Let's do the announcements. So, our first announcement is that we're still in the Start with Strength challenge. This challenge has been so awesome. If you are not in the Start with Strength challenge, I would recommend joining it. It is not too late to join. I know that we are actually, a couple weeks into this challenge right now, but you get to keep the challenge as a recording like to perpetuity. So you could do the strength challenge on demand whenever you want to. You could do it multiple times if you want to. The thing that I'm loving about the Start with Strength challenge is the training journal. The training journal is where you write down the number of reps and also the version of the exercise that you did for each of the moves. Each day has like Monday is push-ups, Tuesday is deadlift, Wednesday is side plank, Thursday is squat, Friday is overhead press. So you write down how many reps you're doing and how much weight you're using or what version you did. It's so rewarding to see the numbers coming in now because we just are at kind of the end of the second week, and it's amazing to see, oh, this person did more reps. Oh, this person picked up a heavier weight. Oh, this person chose a more challenging progression. Or this person stayed so consistent. Or they put in there and said, wow, this one's really challenging for me. And also, I've been doing personal training with some people who are also in this challenge and really having them notice, like, oh, wow, this move is actually really hard for me. And I want to figure out the version of this that really, really works well. Can we focus on the movement more? So it's been really great to notice weaknesses, to set more intentions around form and also to get gains. And the complaints around soreness in week 2 were not even, I'm not saying nobody was sore, but not like week 1. So just saying. All right, cool.
Can I
Aaron
just say
said,
too
yeah,
that like I I gotta catch some recordings, but I really like it because I know you've personally been on me for increasing my weights. One of the reasons why I have trouble increasing my weights, not that I have trouble, but I've dropped them occasionally.
right. Right. And it's like, I know for you, I mean, when we first met, you and I worked out together. And often when you and I first met, we would do personal training, plus you would also often have someone come as an attendant to our sessions too. So it was like you had two people helping you with the workout. So that way it was a lot easier if you needed help getting into a position or lifting a weight or whatever. So we could really challenge it a lot more. And these days, I mean, you may have that also going on the side, but when I'm seeing you in class these days, we're working out virtually and it's
Yes,
you by yourself in the chair. So it's like on you to be able to pick up the weight. And if you drop it on the floor, it's not like you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna get out of the chair and pick it up off the floor really easily. Like it's actually
but I
hard
was
if you pick it up, if you drop it on the
yeah,
floor, right?
but I was gonna say I'm still inspired to go up in weight, so
Good.
that's
Yes, you're going up in weights.
yeah,
Totally. And what if you drop it on the floor? Oh well. Like
yeah.
exactly. All right. Aaron says, such an amazing challenge. And Sharon says, last week I felt it in my glutes. Today I feel in quads as well. Could that be from the lateral squats? Yeah. I mean, okay. I think there's a couple things going on with that. Sharon's saying last week on the squat day that she felt it in her glutes. And you actually do want to feel the squats in your glutes. This week you feel it in your quads. What I would offer that may be happening there is maybe your form changed and you were more in your quads. Like if you wore heel elevated shoes this week that you didn't wear last week, it kind of puts you in your quads. So that's possible. It's also possible that I know that specifically you, Sharon, were wearing a loop resistance band around your thighs while you were doing the squats. So I feel like it might be that last week it was kind of new for your glutes to be able to do it in that way, and maybe more challenging than what your glutes had done before. So you might have been feeling it in your glutes more. And this week, maybe you changed some other variable, or maybe your glutes kind of got used to it and it was your quads that were the ones that were more challenged. So it could kind of go either way. In general, though, if you are feeling the part of you that's sore after squats is quads, it's indicating an opportunity to work on your form. I saw your form. I'm not sure that's actually true for you. Okay,
Can I share something real quick, Alexis?
please.
So this may be a little TMI, not too much, but like whatever. I have bars in my bathroom,
Uh-huh.
and they allow. I mean, I use them for balance in general or transfers, but I also use them for squats. So like for what I don't do on on camera virtually, I will do in my bathroom.
Nice. Nice. And when you say in your bathroom, you mean that you're just physically doing it in the bathroom, or you mean that you're practicing getting on and off the toilet or something like that?
No, no, no. I'm physically doing squats in the bathroom because I hold on to the bars
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
awesome.
yeah.
But you can't set your camera up as in there. So whenever you're not on camera in the squats, I should just assume you're in the bathroom doing
I've
squats.
actually done that with someone, but I'm not a fan of having my toilet in the background.
Okay, note to anyone taking class. I am not offended if you have a toilet in the background, as long as no one's actively sitting on it with no pants on. Like, if the toilet is not in use, no problem. And you can do what you're comfortable with. It doesn't offend me or whatever. But as long as the toilet's not actively in use, I don't mind if there's a toilet.
Okay, Alexis, the show is going off the rails.
Well, welcome to the next fitness show. It's always fun when you're here, Marissa. All right, our next announcement is Earth Day plugging. Speaking of stuff that's gross, this is your chance to pick up gross stuff off the ground while you exercise. I'm not kidding. So this is our community event tomorrow, and this is probably my favorite community event because it's not just a workout, it's also a chance to do some service. So in this workout, you bring a trash bag and you bring some gloves. You go for a walk or a jog, and whatever trash that you see along the way, you pick it up. So this is going to be a 40-minute class, not just normally a lot of these events we do 25 minutes. We're going to do a 40-minute event. That way you have plenty of time to go and find a good spot and pick up the trash. I would suggest that you pick somewhere where you know there's going to be trash. Like I know that I've had people before do their normal walking route, like neighborhood kind of thing in the suburbs, and often they don't really find very much. So maybe go to a park or go to a beach, go to a trail, go somewhere. You can even be like a parking lot. Go somewhere where you're going to be really of service to be picking up garbage. We will have little like shout outs along the way. Who gets the grossest thing? Who gets the most surprising trash? Who gets has the most like the best treasure that they find instead of trash, and all kinds of things like that along the way. So that part's also fun. There's also a shout out for who gets the biggest haul. Like they fill the bag. So come to that. I love it. That one's super fun. Aaron says it's super fun. I love this one. This one's really fun. All right. The next announcement is so that's on Saturday. And then the next announcement is that on Sunday is book club. This is our walking book club. And of course, you can do any adaptive exercise that you want instead of walking. Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific, it is with Casey. The book is The Secret Book Society by Madeline Martin. And anyone's welcome to come, even if you didn't read the book. Just know there will be spoilers. So if you didn't read it, then you're going to learn a lot about this book, maybe more than you wanted to know. And it's the only walking book club that we know of. So I would say if you want to come to book club, see you there. And if you're like, oh, I didn't read this book, then start reading the May book. You can go to thenextfitnessthing.com/book club, and all of the books for at least this quarter are listed in there so that you can know them in advance. And we also have links in there to find the book or find the audiobook at your local bookstore or at your local library and on Amazon. But just saying. What else is happening? Sharon is sending in trash trophies, emojis. Nice, nice, nice. And Jenny says, this was such a good book. Nice. That's awesome. All right. Glad to hear it, actually. Okay, our next announcement is to join the Next Fitness Thing Discord. I'll put the link to that also in the description below. If you're not in the Discord, definitely join it. And there's a lot of awesome conversation going in there, especially around the challenge. So if you're in the challenge, you should definitely be in the Discord, just saying. That's
It's
also how
fun in there.
it's also how you get points in the challenges, responding to the prompt in the Discord. Okay, we're almost done. We have one more topic. I always ask the guest on the show, what is their secret sauce? What is the thing that you swear by that you wish everybody else knew about? So when I asked that question, Marissa's answer was magnesium. Now, neither one of us are doctors. We're not giving you medical advice, but Marissa, I would love to hear why you are into magnesium. What is this doing for you?
Well, um, I used to get kidney stones like on the regular, and they used to be calcium kidney stones, but the magnesium helps because calcium and magnesium work together,
Mm.
and magnesium by itself, for me, um, help with like pain and things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
also for me, I'm saying for me,
Yeah.
but for me also help with sleep. So so it would really help me go to sleep. And actually, I recently found liquid magnesium, which
Mm.
I put in like coconut oil. And if I put it on the bottom of my feet like a baby, I'm out in like 10 minutes.
I've heard so many people say that. Um, Putting the magnesium on the bottom of the feet at night for sleep. I usually use, I have a few things I use magnesium for. But I usually either do magnesium spray, which would work like that. You could put on the bottom of the feet, or I have like a cream that I would use for something like that. That would also totally work. So that's
Uh,
so interesting. Bottom of the feet.
yeah, because all the nerves are there and stuff like,
Weird.
everything
Okay,
ends
go ahead.
everything ends there. So it's,
Do you know what kind of magnesium you take?
um yes and no.
Okay.
I currently take um a combination of all of them
I see, I
together
see. Got it.
because to me
In
each
liquid form,
magnesium,
or you're
what?
taking it in pill form? How are you taking it?
I take it in pill form in the morning and then I take it in liquid form at night. Liquid form meaning I
I see,
spray
I
it on
see.
my body. I don't take
Oh,
it.
okay. Because magnesium absorbs into your body through your skin. Got it. Got it. Got it. Mom says magnesium oil spray works for so many problems. Yeah, exactly. Okay, this is what I learned. I have one personal training client who's like, I've been taking magnesium and it's supposed to be helping with joint pain and it's just like giving me diarrhea. And I was like, oh, which magnesium are you taking? And she's like, oh, I don't know, are there different ones? And I was like, yeah. And so I'm not an expert at this, I'm just presencing this because we're not experts in this, but I found this information on Healthline. But basically there's all these different kinds of magnesium and they work for totally different things. So if you're trying to take magnesium for a specific purpose, I encourage you to do research to make sure that the magnesium that you're taking the right kind for the thing that you're trying to take. It looks like I covered up. Okay, the one that I use the most is Epsom salts. Like that's what I do. I take bath and I'll put Epsom salts in the bath. I do that all the time. That's magnesium sulfate. And I also put on my, like, some of it goes in our plants. Like we put a
Yeah.
little bit in the plants. Um, that one's really good for muscle tension. So if you're sore, Epsom salts are magnesium. That's why it works. And also, it's supposed to be good for anxiety and depression. So it makes you kind of calm and chill. It's perfect for the bathtub.
Also,
So,
what I was gonna say is, when I first started taking magnesium, I took citrate. But in general, let me just say, this is what I've learned, is that if someone is taking, or when I take magnesium, if it's over 400 milligrams, um, that's where like you get diarrhea or stuff like
oh,
that.
like if it's too much. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like magnesium citrate is the one that helps with constipation. So that one's actually is the one that's supposed to actually, I don't know if it gives you diarrhea, but it makes you not constipated. um, Yeah, I've heard of people using Epsom salts to drink it, to take. I'm not recommending anybody do anything with any of this. I'm not any expert with any of this. But I guess what I'm saying with the magnesium is do your research, check with your medical people, and make sure if you're going to take magnesium, you know the right amount to take and you also know the right kind to take for the reason that you want to take it because you might think, I'm going to help my anxiety and joint pain and end up with diarrhea.
The the other thing I would say is like if one uses liquid magnesium and puts it on their feet, just know that a side effect of that, or at least for me, the side effect of that is that my feet tingle. Uh,
Oh,
and from what I understand, is that sometimes the feet tingling is that your body's trying to adjust to it, but also liquid magnesium does have a drying effect. So a possible way to combat that is to put it in coconut oil or something else.
oh, interesting. Okay, so it's like carrier oil kind of thing. Huh, I
Yeah.
never heard of using it. Mom says milk of magnesia. Is that also for diarrhea? Is that what that is?
Uh,
I
it's
never
for
put that together. Milk of magnesia is
magnesium.
magnesium. Ah, that makes sense. I never thought of that before. Man, learn something. I was today years old when I figured that out. Mom also says, and you know where the bathroom is. Right, exactly. If you're gonna try magnesium for the first time, at least internally, make sure you know where the bathroom is just in case.
Yeah.
Oh,
When
that's
I
funny.
first tried it, it kicked in like 20 minutes. I did not expect it to work that fast.
Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I've never taken magnesium internally. Have I? Oh
So
yeah, yeah. I took liquid magnesium internally one time. No.
yeah, milk of magnesia is, well, to me it's disgusting. But
Uh-huh.
but so I if I take magnesium, I take it in capsule form.
That makes sense.
And like I would just, like you said, I would just recommend that if somebody starts taking it and they don't know what to expect, stay home.
Right. Make sure you're near a bathroom.
Yeah,
The other thing is, I don't know what the negative, like, I would just make sure you check in to see if, if there's anything bad about taking magnesium. I'm not any expert in that. You should check.
it's also not recommended to take over 800 milligrams. The best dosage that I've seen is 400.
I see. Mom says crazy pants. Right. Exactly. 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 Hopefully not pants. Okay. Now, if anyone wants to stay in touch with Marissa, or if you just want to learn more about Marissa, I highly suggest that you check out Marissa's website. It's called mobilitymentor.com. And on this website, Marissa has a blog and she also has resources for people with disabilities. Tell us anything else you want to tell us about Mobility Mentor.
Um, Actually, I'm going to be starting a project. and a really interesting project, which I'll talk about later. But basically, in its current form, Mobility Mentor helps with different benefit issues for people with disabilities and seniors too. And sometimes I talk about certain things that are coming up nationally, like if there's cuts and benefits, things like that. I give a lot of information on various topics.
Yep, totally. And there's a contact form on there, so if you wanted to get in touch with Marissa, that's a good way to do it. And I mean, my understanding is that you really help people who have disabilities to who might be struggling in some way. Maybe they're newly disabled, or even if not, but to figure out to navigate different issues that you may be having. Marissa does this professionally. And so would you be okay with people reaching out if they need support in
Oh,
that way?
sure. Um, uh, I've been doing this for many, many years, but on my job currently, I help people navigate caregiving services for family members or oneself, and so I'm really good at that. And although I live in California, I'm really good at it nationally as well. So if
Yeah, Marissa's
anything,
honestly been helping me navigate this with my family, and she's been an amazing gem. So if you need this kind of support, Marissa's an amazing resource, seriously. So check out mobilitymentor.com.
yeah,
All right.
or yeah,
Yeah.
to check out mobilitymentor.com, or you can find me on Facebook and friend me, and we can have a chat that way too.
Oh, yeah. You have an Instagram for Mobility Mentor also, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So cool. That's great. All right. That brings us to the end of the show. Do you have anything else you want to say before we go?
It's been great. Thank you so
Yeah, it's
much.
always fun to have you on here. Well, when you get your new project going, we'll have you back again for that. And good luck. Best of luck. We're just totally sending you. Wait, I'm going to put up if you want to support Marissa's ride, I'm putting up Marissa's page one more time. If you'd like to support it, she would really appreciate your support in her ride, and Borp would really, really appreciate the support. Sounds like they could use more funding to have more days of bike riding available again.
Yeah, and please can you do me a favor? Like, don't be shocked if you see my page and if you see Big Red's page. Big Red is our team page, and what Alexis has up there is my page. You'll see I've raised 11,000. I think it's 11,100.
Wow. Wow.
Um, so my ultimate goal is to raise 15,000, but anything helps. So whatever, if you can give kindly, Borp would appreciate it. It's not about me. I'm a participant, helping Borp to reach its goal.
You're the best. All right. We love you,
Okay.
Marissa.
Love
Can't wait to
you.
see you in class and all week. I know you're probably going to be riding your bike tomorrow, so we probably won't see you
Actually,
tomorrow.
no, you'll see me. You'll see me.
Really?
So yeah, you'll see me. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'm holding you to it. That's great. All right. We're going to dance it out. Let's do it. Marissa's an excellent dancer, by the way. Here we go. Dancing
Yeah.
it out. Let's go.